Hi, everyone. This is Elena of the Witches Box with another Witch Meditate Live. Yeah, sorry for the weird intro, but there's a lag, so I can never quite time the lag and the recording appropriately. So here we are. Welcome. If you haven't joined us before, this is where we get together live here on YouTube every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time so that we can do a guided meditation together. And then these videos will live on our YouTube channel for however long YouTube is around. And you can come back and use these as you need to. We'll have them timestamped as well so that when you come back on the replay, you can just skip right to the meditation section and you don't have to do the whole opening hellos and the whole thing. So let me pause here. Let me say hello to people here in the chat. And also just give me a hands up. Can you hear me? Because that's always a concern. All right, let me look. Emerence is here. Good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are. Yes, good morning to everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, all the things. Hello, Shadow. Welcome. Emily's here. Woohoo, Emily. And Red is here. And Maria is here. I feel like, what was that cartoon back in the day? If you're a Gen Xer, you know what I'm talking about. Romper Room, where she would say, I see Katie and I see blah, blah, blah. And she'd say all the names that she was like seeing show up that morning. So there you go. That's what I feel like right now. Some of you may not understand that reference, and that's okay. Good. I'm glad that you hear me. Wonderful. Let me look at my numbers, my things. So as you can see, things are a little different. I actually have a little microphone here. My husband came in on the weekend and like constructed this entire, it's called a boom. No, I have a boom and I have arms and lights and cameras, but the lighting in here is still something that we're working on. So for the next few videos, both on BookTube and here, it's going to be a little bit of a shifting scene, but that's okay. We can roll with it. I was really grateful that he'd come and do all these things. Oh, you love my makeup. Thank you. I got some new makeup. I'm not a shame driven person. I don't really carry around a lot of shame, but I do know when it's probably appropriate to be a little about what I purchased. But let me tell you, I don't care what people say about her. I love her and her makeup is amazing. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is KKW. It's a classic icon one. It's like one of her nudes. I love the lipstick because I was doing the super dry liquid lip for a while, and you get older, you need more moisture, you don't need less, and it was just too dry. So this is kind of a nice creamy situation. KKW. Anyway, there you go. That's your vain moment of the morning. Wonderful. Okay, so today, let's talk about today. Really quick, I'm going to give a quick announcement and then I'm going to jump into it because I don't want to do announcements and things like this at the end. What are the announcements? This week on Monday, right? This week on Monday, our Evo Dominguez Jr. books went on sale. It's a bundle because these are the books that we're reading for the month of August as the book subscription coven. If you want in on that and you're not subscribed to the book subscription, get this bundle. Evo is going to be joining us at the end of this month. And I'm telling you, the excitement over this is pretty spectacular. He's an amazing teacher. The books are just amazing. So the link to that is in our link tree here on, oh no, I'm on the wrong channel. Hold on a second. Where is the link to that? Emily, can you post a link to the Evo books, please? Because I, for a second there, felt like I was on Instagram. I don't even know what platform I'm on right now. So the link to that, hopefully Emily will put that in the description box. I can probably, or in the chat box. It's also in our IG link tree. The other thing is that today, it's probably already on sale, but I haven't made the full announcement, so you're the first to hear about it. The August box is a Mars Planetary Magic box that went out already this week. We have some extras on sale. That sale has already begun today, but I'll post that after this is over. We'll post it over on Instagram too, so you have a link to that, but it's in our Witch store. This is the 6th. I think it's the 6th in our Planetary Magic series. We're almost done because we're doing the primary planets only. I may invent something for the other outer planets. We'll see. But this, we think about Mars as Aries. We think about Mars as the god of war and conflict and just like that testosterone kind of energy. But it's also the energy and it's the energy of initiation in its various forms. So that's what the box is really going to focus on. It's going to focus on initiation, what it is, how to wield that as an energetic. And that's going to be part of the deep dive gathering. You want to be part of this. This is a pretty big one. And initiation is a question that people have in various ways about being a witch. What does it mean? Should I be initiated? And just initiation as an energetic, magical practice is an important thing to really understand. Mars is going to be the vehicle for that for us. So that box is on sale. Get that box if you weren't subscribed to the Witches box to get it. And we're also going to have the deep dive at the end of the month for that. Okay, that is the end of the announcements, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to take a drink because I've got my decaf latte right here that I made at home. And I'm going to read your comments really quick. Hold on one second. Yeah, yay for the boom. I know. The boom is kind of exciting. I mean, it's a little... I'm having a Libra moment because it's a little ugly. Like, I've got these like tentacle arms kind of like holding all these things around me. I like pretty. I like, you know, so I have to get over it. But it's super functional. I just haven't quite figured out the lighting. Maria says, I am so behind with the reading. Listen, it's okay, because this is what I say to everyone in the book subscription. You don't have to read them all at once. You don't have to read 2 books a month. You don't have to read a book a month. You just roll with the reading as makes sense for you and your life and the time that you have available, but definitely show up to the times that we have the authors come join us live, because how amazing is that to be able to sit down with the author, have conversations with the author, and then later read the book. So either you read it beforehand and then you talk to the author, or you talk to the author and then you read it afterward. Both are kind of an amazing experience, I gotta say. So don't put pressure on yourself, because we're all super busy. We have to do what we can, however we can. Emerence says, bundle is just the 2 in the subscription because I saw the photo that had more. Yeah, that photo is a little confusing. That photo is a post that was created by one of our subscribers who had those 2 books among the other books that they had in their reading pile, but it's just 2. So you get 2 books a month and you get the live gathering at the end of the month. And 90% of the time that we've had this, this is our 23rd book installment. 23 months doing this subscription. And out of those 23 times, I think that we've had the authors 20 times. And there were 3 times when we did not have the authors join us. The authors usually will join us, and it's always an amazing experience. There's also the book readers like forum, so people talk about what they're reading, included in the subscription. Maria says, I'm so excited. I am going to get in on the next box. I really am looking forward to it. I have been loving the book box. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, the next couple of boxes. You all want to be subscribed for the October box. Everybody wants to be in on the situation before October hits, because October is always like the epic month. So just to let you know. Although September's kind of epic too. They're all epic, I gotta say. First time here, Emma, welcome. I'm so glad that you've joined us. Welcome, welcome. We're doing some quickie announcements in chat. Wonderful. I look forward to this meditation every single Friday. It's one of my favorite things. Oh, I'm so glad that you said that. Thank you so much. I really love doing this. It's and I love that it's on Friday, and I love that it's on Friday morning. Selfishly for me, because after we've done this together, I've said this before, I think I said it last week, I walk away just, it's like my own meditation, and I walk away just so much more in my body, so much more grounded, so much more still, so that Friday becomes like this kind of waning part of the week where I can just relax into the weekend, which I really need a lot of help with. Just personal information, I do need a lot of help with it. So this serves me as well. And I love that we can do it on a Friday, because it helps kind of close out a little cycle for all of us. I love it. Hold on. I'm reading. Shadow says, me too. Very new. Should be getting my first box in a few days. Wonderful. Emerin says, just do 10 pages. No pressure. Just a goal to read 10 pages. You'll be surprised at your results. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. And I have 2 videos here on YouTube under the BookTube playlist that talk about how I read as much as I do. And I think that it's the second one that I did where I talk about, like, if it's 5-10 minutes here, 5-10 minutes there, and that's all you have, then that's all you have, and that's okay. You just get it in little sips, and it's like, it'll accumulate over time. It's fine. And where am I? Emerence says, meeting here with you on Friday is something I need. So thank you so much. Okay, good. So let's talk about what we're doing today. And also, I'm hoping that you've already come to the table, to our collective circle table, with candles and things if you want to use that. If you don't, you don't need to. Just have a quiet space where you can sit and do the meditation for as long as you want. I do encourage that you have a journal and a pen, just so that as we're done, if things came up for you, that you can jot them down so that you can continue to kind of work with what came up for you later. The other thing I want to give you permission is that some of you have expressed the desire of like, oh God, I could have gone on for like another 30 minutes. If that's true for you, then when we're done and I start to kind of bring us out and do a little bit of the chatter that we do at the end, just like log out, like leave the screen and keep going on your own, because if that's where you're feeling pulled, I totally encourage you to do that. You can do these meditations for as long as you want and as long as you feel called. And you're going to find that some mornings or whenever you're doing them, you're going to feel like, okay, 5 minutes is kind of as much as I can do. And then there are going to be days where you're going to linger for 90 minutes because you're in it. Follow the flow for yourself. Let it evolve on its own and take you with it. You can get a lot from it that way. The other thing I want to say, but let me drink first really quick. Excuse me. I'm really dry today. The other thing, what was the other thing I wanted to say? I think that's it. I am doing today's meditation is like a little bit of, I want to give this caveat in the beginning always, and I should probably start putting it in the notes so that you have an idea of how much visualization you're in store for. This is a little bit of visualization, but it doesn't necessarily have to include, I'm sorry, I'm just shifting. It doesn't necessarily have to include the visualization part. The visualization is really about you breathing into your body and where it's going in your body. And there's a little bit of color imagery as well. If you have a hard time with visualization, then what you do as an alternative is to just set the intention, so that we're going to be talking about color and we're going to be talking about love today, or working with love. One of the prompts in this meditation is you're going to breathe pink in. You're going to, like the air has turned pink, and you're going to breathe it in and you're going to exhale it. If you struggle and if it becomes super distracting because you can't quite visualize that, that's okay. An alternative is for you to just tell yourself, I'm breathing in pink air and I'm exhaling pink air. Just that intention opens up what needs to open up in your mind and in your energetic body so that it's happening. You can trust that it's actually happening, even if you can't, in your mind's eye, see it happening. Okay. So that's it's an alternative. It's a substitution that will work for that. Okay. So what are we going to do today? Today is a love meditation. It's one. We'll do several over the course of our time together here in the years to come, hopefully forever and ever. Amen. Or who knows, who knows what we'll be doing in 10, 15 years. Anyway, today the intention for this meditation is both a relaxation of the body, a coming into presence in the body, because that's always the goal. That's always part of what we do, what meditation gives us. Sorry, I got distracted because I saw myself moving back and forth on the screen next to me, and it was because of the delay. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Your girl's going to get professional one day. This is about just coming into resonance with the energetic of love, and an understanding that we will take in love, but we also give love, that it is a beautiful feedback loop, that what we give comes back, what comes we give, right? And that there can be a choice around that. We're also going to be working with color magic. So color has a resonance. It resonates in different fields with different things. And love typically will resonate at pink or green, different variations of green. We're going to be working with pink today. And something that you can do for yourself later is that if you want to do this meditation on your own, instead of pink, you can visualize green instead, to see if there's a difference in the way you feel it in the like texture or taste or flavor of the energy that you're bringing in when it comes to love. That might be something really nice to play with. And you'll find that there is a little bit of a subtle difference, but it's a great exercise to help kind of hone those muscles. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a drink, and I'm going to look in the chat box because I see a lot of words coming. Hold on one second. Okay. Maria says, Emerence, I agree. It really is surprising. I am actively working on less screen time and meditation reading and cleaning my house have all been leveled up as a result. Beautiful. I've just been bad this week. I mean, look, there's no such thing as bad, girl. You're just following your rhythm. It's all good. And then you say, oh my God, this is perfect. I have color LED lights under my desk. Oh, that's amazing. I can instantly make all that is in my immediate vision. Oh God, that is beautiful. Try that, because there are, oh God, what were the books that I read? A while back, I read a few books. I was like raving about these books. Something Leonte. I don't remember his first name, but he worked a lot with like color gels on lamps, or these were probably written a little bit before having cool LED lights that you can put all over your office or your rooms, but cool gels to put on light bulbs, or different pieces of fabric to put over white light bulb like lamps, in order to evoke those types of energies for the different spells that he was doing. So having these cool LED lights that we can like decorate our rooms with now is kind of amazing, and they can change. You don't have to have 5 different lights for different colors. So I love that you've got that going on. So yes, turn on that light. Emerin says, and after this is done each time, the video is usually available soon and you can replay it again. Yes, these will always, it doesn't really take that long for these to be on the replay. So it's great that they're available. When I need to keep going, I need more. I have your playlist. Yes, that's the whole intention. You have a whole playlist. And then Emerin says, oh, meditation with color. I do that, but didn't make the connection. Yes, yes. At some point, we'll put together a little list of the different colors, although you can Google it and find it, all the different correspondences with color. You can work with that. The color lighting, wonderful. The smart bulb, yes. We had a friend. I mean, he probably still has this at his new house, but he had his entire house was smart. Everything. We have like maybe 75% of our house is smart, but his was like ridiculously smart. And so he can just tell Google or Alexa, I don't remember which one he had, hey, can you set, beach scene, and like very specific color lights would come on. Can you set like moody movie night, and all these specific colors would come. It was kind of amazing. And he's not a witch, but I feel like, goodness, if we as witches, that's like a phenomenal tool to have. The Alphabet of Desire by Anushin Leonte. Thank you so much, Emerance. Yes. Oh no, Emily. Yes, yes, yes. And there's the link. So Nayana asks a really good question. Would you recommend a pink candle or a white candle? If you don't have a pink, white is always great. If you don't have any other color, white is always great. It'll take whatever intention you give it. But if you have a pink, do the pink for sure, because it's always nicer to have the actual color. What I will do is that if I'm almost now debating. I like colored candles, but sometimes it's just easier to buy a whole stack of white because you can get them in bulk and at a discount. And then I dress them with whatever herb that tends to be the color too that I want to use, and work it that way. But if you have a pink candle, totally use a pink candle for sure. Okay, I'm going to take 2 more questions and then we're going to start. Emma says, question about the book subscription. Can I get it delivered here in Canada? Yes, we ship internationally. There is a shipping there is a shipping offer. Everyone in the United States gets shipping for free. Sorry. But everyone outside of the US has to pay shipping. I don't know off the top of my head what the shipping cost for Canada is. None of it is cheap, unfortunately. That's just the reality. And the reality is I actually don't charge all of you the actual price. I charge you like half of what it costs. So there's that. But yes, we ship everywhere that you can receive mail for the most part. We'll use the pink candle. Beautiful. No need to apologize, Izzy. Okay, wonderful. Hello, Izzy. Welcome. All right, let's get it together. Let's start. I just realized that I don't have my little thing ready, so hold on one second. Again, I ask that if you are hanging out here and we're doing the meditation, but you feel like you're not really into it, refrain from chatting in the chat box so that everyone can kind of be in the same energy. Hold on. Maria says, sorry, apparently I'm chatty this morning. For those who have Dollar Tree near, they have these cute desktop candles with peace. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, no, the Dollar Tree is a great resource for calendars. I mean, not for calendars, the calendars too, but for candles. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. All right. Are we ready to do our thing? Okay. Start by closing your eyes and tuning into the natural flow of your breathing. And as you do that, just begin to let all of the distractions and the things that have to be done today, all of those noises from outside and inside, just begin to melt away as you focus on what your breath sounds like and what your breath feels like naturally right now in your body. It's always good to start this way, just your natural breathing pattern, so that you can become aware of how deep or how shallow your breath might be, but also tuning into the sensations in your body bring you back in. It helps you tune into your physicality, helps ground you a little bit so that it's easier for those distractions to fall away. And then once you've tuned in and you kind of have an idea of what you feel like and it sounds like right now as you breathe naturally, begin to breathe with intention, where you are deepening your breath, you're lengthening your breath, letting it fill all of your lungs as you exhale slowly, savoring what it feels like on your body, how you stretch your lungs, how the chest cavity begins to open a little bit. Really pay attention to both what it feels like to get all of that new air into your body, but also how it stretches you, opens you up a little bit. So you're lengthening the in-breath, deepening how far the air flows into you, and you're savoring as much of that air as you can by letting it go slowly. Like savor it. Play with these sensations until you land on a long, slow, deep rhythm that feels really good in your body. On your next inhale, breathe in past your lungs so that you are breathing down into your little toes. Like your toes are needing air, so you're taking in oxygen and letting it kind of fill your toes and your feet out from the inside, almost as if your feet have become lungs of their own. They're spacious and opening and drinking that air in. And when you exhale from this place in your body as well, so that it relaxes and deflates. On the next breath round that you have, do the same thing with the calves of your legs, so that now your toes and your feet and your calves inhale too, and air comes in to create spaciousness in that part of your body. And when you exhale, it just kind of collapses in relaxation so that those parts of your body just release naturally. Keep traveling up your body in this way with each inhale. So the next inhale is in your thighs, where the insides kind of empty out to become bigger, inhaling all that air. And then in deep relaxation, it just collapses and releases from that part of your body. Each additional part of your body that you add to this breath joins all of the others. So now when you're breathing in, you're breathing into your toes and your feet and your calves and your thighs and your hips and so on. So the next breath would be your belly. The next one would be your lungs and your chest cavity. You can add your arms and your hands and fingers. Your neck and your throat. Your head and your face. And now you're breathing with your entire body. So it's not just your lungs, it's all of you, expanding in spaciousness to allow all of this air in, and then collapsing in relaxation to let all of that air out. If imagining this feels difficult, you can just intend it. You are breathing with your entire body and releasing air with your entire body. Play with this a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to imagine spaciousness inside a body that's filled with bones and muscles and organs and blood and all the things that we have packed into ourselves, right? And the intention makes it so. We are more space than we are not. And we're breathing into those spaces of our body. There is room between cells. There's room between all of the molecules, the DNA, all the teeniest, most infinitesimal parts of us. There is space. And we breathe into that space when we do this, and we exhale from that space, but also from all of the tissue and things that make up our beautiful body. This air is medicine. This air sustains us. This air nourishes us all over. And our body has the capacity to bring it all in, all over, and then release it all on its own. Allow that intention to be the truth, even if you can't imagine or see it in your mind's eye. Because now, on the next full body inhale, I want you to see it or intend for it to be pink air. You are inhaling pink, a beautiful, deep, complex, glimmering pink. The air is pink, what you're being sustained by is pink, and you draw it in a long, slow, deep, full body inhale. And then when you release in that collapsed relaxation, the air that you release is also pink. Work with this layering with your breath in your body. Play with this a little bit. In and out, slow and deep, pink, pink air. As you do this, check in with yourself to see if there's been any change in the way your body feels, any change in the texture or caliber of breath that you have. Just check in. Is there anything that's different? And if not, that's okay too. But just make acknowledgement of what might be different for you right now. So pink inhale, pink exhale. And now on this, we'll begin to layer in the love. When you inhale that beautiful pink air, you will say to yourself, love. Just one word. You inhale pink and you say to yourself, love. You're taking in love in all its beautiful forms. When you exhale that beautiful pink air, you say to yourself, love. You inhale love, you exhale love, because you're sending it back into the world. You do this with each breath over and over again. Let this repetition be your mantra, your prayer, and your offering. Love is what we all need and want and desire, and love is what we all have the power to give. We receive love, we give love, and it's a beautiful, endless feedback loop that we buy into, that we sell into, that we beg for, that we heal into. It's all the things. It can be beautiful and it can be ugly, but at its heart, it's healing and wholeifying. So you're breathing in love and you're giving love. And with each inhale and exhale, we come closer and closer to its purity, to its full intention, and to its wholeness that it has to offer all of us. You breathe in love and you exhale love. Breathe in pink and you exhale pink. It's love in and love out. Let the vibration of that beautiful pink color coat you fully. It's a color, yes, but it's also a very specific frequency, energetic, that we might not fully understand, but it'll make itself known to you. You'll feel the shift. Let it nourish you fully. And let it give to you what it has to give. As you continue to breathe this way, joining this endless, beautiful feedback loop, if you have a question for love to answer you, you can drop that question in now as you continue to breathe in love and exhale love. If you don't get a concrete verbal answer, just pay attention to any shifts that you might have physically. Maybe there's a shift in the room. Maybe there's a new mood that you're feeling. Know that the answer can come in many different ways, and it not just right now. It might come in the form of dreams later. But just make note of what might come up, even if it feels insignificant, so that you can jot it down later. All the while, continue to breathe in the pink love and exhale the pink love. And then I want you to do another 3 rounds of breathing where you're doing the love and the pink inhale and the love, pink exhale before you begin to create a transition for yourself, ending your love ritual and coming back to circle here with all of us. 3 rounds. If anything came up for you or anything of interest just popped into your mind, go ahead and jot those things down really quickly in your journal. And then we can come back here to our chat box and talk with each other, but definitely don't lose the opportunity to write whatever came up for you down. Hi, Ms. Wheats, welcome. We just finished our meditation. I'm not quite sure what time you came in, but if you missed it, you can catch it on the replay. So I'm just going to speak a couple of words about this particular meditation. As I said earlier, you can do this for any length of time. A couple of things might happen. You are going to definitely feel energized. Some people might feel a little dizzy. That's totally common. It's not like something's gone wrong. It's totally fine. Sometimes the dizziness is both a rush of energy that we just aren't used to feeling, but sometimes it can also bring up a little anxiety. Having a little bit of protein after a meditation like this is totally helpful. It would help kind of get you back in your body. Returning to that original beginning where we breathe into the body and release, and paying attention specifically to the sensation that we're feeling when we breathe, that helps kind of mitigate some of that rush of energy that can come across as dizziness or lightheadedness. And then sometimes it's one of those things that we have to really dive deeper into. You're feeling lightheaded, you're feeling a little anxious. Keep the exercise going to see what it brings up for you. That is also an option that can be really powerful if you feel stable enough to kind of dive into it a little bit deeper. Emerence says, oh wow, breathing in interesting pink colors coming in and going out, and even some green flowing in. Yes. So typically those two colors are associated with love. They're associated with the heart. They're also associated with green for life, but the heart chakra and the Ayurvedic Hindu system as well. So those are colors that are really, they're beautiful to work with in general, but I think there could be nuanced differences for the heart and for love if you kind of play with one or the other at different times to see what the difference is and compare. Red said, so during this meditation, I was slowly getting a sense of heat, building and building, almost overwhelming, especially inhaling. It was easier for me to exhale the love as opposed to inhaling. I think that that's a lot to dive into, where you can probably get a lot of wisdom about where you're at with it by just diving into what you just said alone. That's a beautiful sharing. Thank you. I love that, because a lot of that will come up. The body is a really amazing metaphor for how we feel. And it's not actually a metaphor, but when we talk about the sensation, I was feeling heat. I was feeling more heat receiving than I was exhaling, or it was, right? Following the story of our bodily sensations can really give us a lot of insight about how we receive, how we don't receive, where we're having more challenges than others, right? Like there's just so much wisdom in the body that always checking in with your sensation is such an amazing teacher. Thank you for sharing that. Emma says, Red, I had a sensation of heat too, especially on the right side of my face. Wonderful. So the heat can be resistance. It can be energizing, like you're receiving energy in a way that you haven't before, and it's new. So there's a lot of energy around that creates heat. And sometimes, depending on if it's heat, this is different for everyone, but usually if it's heat along with a clenching, which usually clenching is for cold, there is an active defensive resistance to what you're receiving. So there's a nuance there, right? Because when we clench, the energetic is usually a coldness. But if there's a heat with a clench, it's like an active, like fight or flight. I can't usually. So check in with yourself to see if that resonates with you at all. Let's see. Izzy says, I've been having a hard time because I'm struggling with my feelings. I want to open my doors back to a family member that I have recently let go of because of bad experiences. Yeah. I feel that. I feel that for you. I really do. I felt that here. And wanting to, It's a hard thing to do, to multi-track. You're trying to let someone else in while also struggling with feelings about, I'm assuming that they're feelings about that. Um, it's okay to take your time to process those feelings first before you let someone else in. Maria says, my mind wanted to change the words love for myself when breathing in and love for all when breathing out. Loved my mind's intuitive way of knowing what to focus on. Yes, beautiful. Both were hard to focus on for me. That's a beautiful insight. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. And look, here's the thing, right? This is a practice. This is not like I really want to eradicate from all of our minds everywhere on the planet forever and ever. This notion of it was hard for me. So the unspoken assumption is I wasn't getting it right. Practice is practice. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not. That it's hard doesn't necessarily mean one thing or another. It's just that we show up brand new every day, right? And we bring to the table every day whenever we sit down to practice yet again a thing. We bring to the table all of the experiences that we had that day, that we've had since before we did the last time that we meditated, right? There's always all of these alchemical ingredients in the mix when we sit down to practice whatever it is that we're practicing. So it's always going to be slightly unique and hard. I have yet to find a good alternative for the word hard, because we have an aim, right? The intention and the aim is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to breathe in a certain way. I'm going to exhale in a certain way. There's a structure that I'm trying to hit or go for in what I'm doing. But every single time that you have a difficulty in focusing, or you have 1,000 distracting thoughts just run through your mind in the middle of the pink breath or the love, all that is just practice. It's some part of us reminding us that the coming back to the focus is where the muscle gets built. The coming back to the focus is where the real big juice of a meditation practice is, even if our intention specifically for this meditation is to really get into resonance with love. There's all of these other intentions and benefits and consequences happening at the same time. It's very complex and very multi-layered, which is phenomenal, because you're wanting to be in the resonance of love. You're practicing this thing, but it's really hard to stay on track. It's really hard to track it. And you're making an effort to come back. You keep making an effort to come back. You keep making an effort to come back. That efforting refines you. That efforting refines that muscle so that later, yes, over time, it can become easier. And so as it becomes easier through the trajectory of your practice life, when those moments of difficulty come in again later, because they always will, there's a lot more information that you can glean from those moments than you might now, which is, this is really up for me. I'm having a hard time letting go of this thing. I have unresolved issues around this thing. And this is why it keeps coming up, and I have to keep coming back to focus, right? It brings up things that you really need to start reviewing in your life, not just the random habituated distractions, because we've habituated distraction as well. So there's fluff distraction that doesn't necessarily mean anything other than it fills up space and it keeps us from being in the now. And then there are those distractions later on in your practice maturity, where these are the unresolved things that keep coming up over and over again that need to be attended to. So it's one of the many, 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 many benefits of practice and meditation. Let me get back to the chat though, because I went off on a complete riff. Let's see, where am I? Emerin says, and feeling floating in my body and my breathing, I noticed that it was so much softer. A new softness. Beautiful. The softness. Yes. Love and pink and green softness is a beautiful thing there. Death, you did miss the meditation, but you can go ahead and catch it on the replay. Emily says, when I was a child, I would do this lying on the grass, looking at the sun, or on the swing, looking into the sky. The colors would shift and I would breathe them in and feel so energized and heady after. Yes, that's a beautiful practice too. I would suggest everyone do that. Just sit outside and breathe in the colors that you see. That's beautiful. As he says, I could not go into details, but I have also struggled in taking in love right now because of the betrayal that I could not get over with. Give yourself time. All the time that you can possibly take and want, take it. Because this can be really difficult. And sometimes we can't get over it. And that's okay too. Yeah. Emily, you had no idea what you were doing, but I mean, didn't you? That deep witchy person in you, you knew. Maria says, I had tingling throughout my body, especially in my hands, feet, and face, the modalities of how I am able to give and receive love. Yes, yes. Emran says, Izzy, you cut ties with family member for a reason. Don't feel like you have to do something you don't want to. Saying that from experience, do what you need to do for you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the insight on what the heat could reveal. You're welcome. Shadow says, during this, I felt really good, like I could give and receive love for myself. I was able to be in the moment and really just be. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I guess we disconnected for a second and then we came back. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah. Shit. Sorry, I just cursed. Hold on, let me see if I can I don't know what's happening. Bitstream, open the widget. Streams. All right, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I may have to just end this here because suddenly things have gone a little wonky. Okay, hold on. Let me know if I'm even coming through. So let's start with that. But I'm going to read really quickly what I've got here and we'll see what happens. So Nayana says, I was able to do the meditation once I cleared my mind. It was peaceful, but most of the time my candle flickered even though there was no wind. Any insights on the flickering of the candlelight? I don't. I know that everyone likes to read into flickering candlelights. It's just not my thing. Sometimes it means something, sometimes it doesn't. But I have no insight for that on that for you. Today's is about love, so love you more. Wonderful. Goodness gracious. Red says, I definitely want to go in deeper with that feeling. I think I'm going to meditate with the mala beads from the box. Thank you so much for the insight. You're welcome. Yes, definitely mala beads. I didn't think to grab those. Oh, there you go. Yeah. And for those of you who do have the mala beads, okay, perfect. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so for those of you who do have the mala beads, this is something that you can do with the mala beads as well. So you can have this kind of running in the background, or it's an easy enough meditation that you can just run on your own while you're doing the mala beads. So each inhale and exhale cycle can be a mala bead that you do. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there is a mala bead for meditation and mantra work that we sent out in the Love Magic box that I think we still actually have on sale. Okay, the stream is healthy again. Okay, I have no idea what just happened. But yeah, I'm connected. So right, so much combined energy messes with the internet connection every week. Maybe that's what it is. Oh my goodness. And I have a little weird flashing. There's just a lot of things flashing on me right now. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to keep going. We're going to keep going and we'll probably end in about 5 or 10 minutes. And if it just kind of dies on its own, then we're just going to go with that too. Okay, so Layla says you can hear me, but the image is lagging. I can see and hear you great. Okay, perfect. So we're just going to keep going. Even though it's a little wonky, we're past the meditation, so it's okay if this is wonky. Beautiful. The mala beads have been so beautiful, wonderful. And now I need to get a rose quartz mala. Yes. Rose quartz mala. Rose quartz is a beautiful stone. All right. There you go. So Emily just posted a link. That box comes with the mala beads, and they're beautiful mala beads. They're rose quartz and crystal quartz. And that box, I mean, I feel like that's kind of the star of the box, but it kind of almost isn't for me. The star of the box is that in that box is a rose of Jericho bud. And the magic that you can do with a rose of Jericho is just, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful plant for so many different diverse magics, right? But we're using it in that box as a resurrection of deep self-love. But you can use it for money, you can use it for all sorts of other things, relationships. So I love that that box has that, because that's kind of my favorite thing in the box. But the mala beads are really beautiful as well. My word, wonky. Yeah. The energy of those beads, I have worked with them every day. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yay. All right, my loves. So that was it today. Again, if you joined in late, you can catch the meditation on the replay. We'll have this timestamp so that next time when you want it, you can just go straight to the meditation. But again, you can also just, this is a fairly easy one to remember, so you can do this on your own. Do this whenever you're feeling uncomfortable, you're feeling a lack of confidence, you're feeling a particularly bad day in terms of how you're just down on yourself or really hypercritical. It's probably harder to do during those times, but it will nourish you the most during those times. But it's also a really beautiful meditation on as an offering, right? The world needs love. We all need love. The planet needs love. Animals need love. And when we engage in this kind of a meditation, it's an offering. We're taking in, yes, but we're giving, and we keep giving. And it's a really beautiful dance that we can engage in. This is a similar ritual and energetic movement as the one that we did about 5 or 6 weeks ago on the Witch's Web, I think is what it's called. So if you look back on our playlist of all the witch meditate videos, it's in there, and it's called the Witch's Web or something along those lines. It's similar because what we're doing is we're feeding into the collective. We're receiving and giving in this beautiful energy. And so we can only all benefit from this. This is something that has no downsides. All right, my loves. You're welcome for them. You're welcome. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. And I love that we do this every Friday. I kind of go into my Fridays after this kind of in a really great groove, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. I will see you next Friday. We'll have another one at 10 o'clock Pacific time here on YouTube. Know that on Tuesdays, I'm live over on Instagram, and I just do an oracle pull for the week for all of us, and then we just kind of hang out and do a witchcraft Q&A, so you can go join us there. That's every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. At some point, we'll put like a little calendar out so that we have a visual, but I think that that's it. So Emily just posted the link to the Witches Meditate playlist. Sorry, I just had like a little brain fart there. And I love that you guys are connecting with each other on the chat. Do this all the time. I love when you do this. All right. That's it. I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that this served you really well. And just remember, do some journaling about whatever may have come up for you. And we will talk again next week. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye. Now I just need to figure out how to turn off the stream. This is what happens when my husband gets in here and adds all these gadgets to me.